Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, we will be talking about Memphis Depay, then we will be talking about Luis Suarez, and lastly, we will be talking about the assistants that have just signed for FC Barcelona. So we are going to get a little bit more Barcelona focused in the end, but first, we will be talking about Memphis Depay. And it says here, according to Rack 1, Memphis Depay is a player that Ronald KOEMAN'S wants at FC Barcelona. And so this is a topic that many people have suggested of me to talk about because, of course, when we are talking about a player like Depay, it does raise some interest. And this is the third player linked to come to FC Barcelona ever since KOEMAN'S did get appointed as the new manager of FC Barcelona. We had Van de Beek, Wijnaldum, and now we are here with Depay. And if you guys don't know who Memphis is, he is a 26-year-old player that does play for Lyon and the Netherlands. He can play forward, but this player is very versatile. He can play center forward, he can play left wing, and he can also play sometimes as an attacking midfielder. So he is a very versatile player, and this is something that's going to be very important to FC Barcelona because if you are that versatile, knowing this club and knowing how they do manage these players physically throughout this season, we have seen Suarez get injured, Dembele has gotten injured, Griezmann has gotten injured, and for Depay to fill in those roles in case a player does get injured is going to be wildly important. And another thing to take note of is that just like Wijnaldum, Depay is a player that does play incredible under KOEMAN'S. And so if Memphis is actually interested in moving towards a bigger club like Barcelona, there's only two reasons why I would think that this player here would move to this club. One, it would be because KOEMAN'S is there. KOEMAN'S knows how to get the absolute best out of this player. And so if Depay does come into this club, I do expect him to be put in his natural position, in his best position. And the second reason is because in the last season, Lyon did not make it to qualify for the Europa League nor the UEFA Champions League. So they will not be playing any European competitions in the next season. And knowing that Memphis Depay is well aware of his class, and we are well aware of his class, he would want to play at a club that's going to be competing at that highest level because he is at that level. And so one of the biggest obstacles Barcelona is going to have to face when it comes to getting this player in, Lyon is pricing Memphis Depay at 44 million euros, which means we have to question, does Barcelona have 44 million euros? And just like in the case of Wijnaldum, yes, we do have around 40 to 44 million euros to spend in this summer transfer window. The problem is this might come into the expense of not fulfilling any other operation, because if we look at the Eric Garcias, the Lautaro Martinez's, the Sergio Dest, bringing in Depay could hinder those operations. And that is simply because Barcelona is not in their best financial state. If this pandemic were to never happen, Barcelona will have no problem bringing in all of these players. So if that's the case, Barcelona and KOEMAN'S need to nail this transfer in. They must tactically study how can we get the best out of this player if we bring him in, and so they do have to tactically get this right. Moving on to the next topic of the day, and we're going to be talking about Luis Suarez. And it says here, according to Mike Verwey, Ajax are interested for Luis Suarez. Ajax are willing to bend their backs to get Luis Suarez. If it does not work this summer, maybe next summer, he will be for free. And so it's clear that Suarez is a man that is wanted by a club, and we can officially say this because according to Javi Miguel, Piqué is not in the exit list for KOEMAN'S, but Suarez, Alba, and Busquets are. KOEMAN'S wishes to speak to them in a few days to tell them that they aren't in his plans. It's complicated because their environments say that they don't want to leave. And so this is basically strengthening the report of KOEMAN'S not wanting Luis Suarez. And this is a beautiful situation to have. To have KOEMAN'S not want Suarez and having Ajax wanting Luis Suarez, the only thing that's missing now is Luis Suarez's approval, his yes. And I want to go a little further into this report that Mark Verwey did say, and he said this: players of Ajax could play a role. KOEMAN'S wants Tagliafico, Van de Beek, or Onana. And keep in mind, the club and Bartomeu have expressed about 3 to 4 months ago that what we are going to see in this summer transfer window is a lot of trading deals, meaning player swap deals, very similar to what we saw between Arthur Melo and Pjanic. And so since we are talking about Tagliafico, Van de Beek, and Onana, I'm going to be very honest here, it is not clear at the moment if we can swap or switch Luis Suarez with a player at Ajax. We don't have enough detail on that yet, but look, I want to give my input on this, right? If Barcelona is demanding 25 million euros for Luis Suarez, I think the best case solution, if we are talking about a swap deal with Ajax, the player that I do want to bring in is Sergio Dest. Sergio Dest would work wonders with Barcelona. Sergio Dest is a world-class player, and at 21 years old, the sky is the limit for this player. And this will make much more sense than the other players like Tagliafico, Van de Beek, or Onana. banana, because if Suarez is worth 25 million euros and Sergio Dest is worth around 23 to 24 million euros, it would only make sense to match that and not have Barcelona spend a single dime. And taking away Luis Suarez and bringing in Dest would free up space at the top, whether that's putting in Griezmann in his natural position, putting Dembele on the left wing, and that would also strengthen our right back position. Yes, we should keep Nelson Semedo and have Sergio Dest be right in front of him. It would be Dest first option, Semedo second option. I know that Semedo has not proved his worth with FC Barcelona, but I do still give him a chance. I think that Semedo as the first option is not ideal, but as the second option, as a substitute, it would be great to see Semedo and Dest have that healthy competition on that right back area. But one thing is for sure, Barcelona is going to do business with Ajax in this summer. There are so many correlations and so many connections on why they should and why they will, and so whatever does happen, we will be reporting it here in this channel, so make sure to stay tuned. Moving on to the last topic of the day, and we are going to get Barcelona focused right now, and so it is confirmed that Alfred Schwada and Henrik Larsson have officially joined the club as Koeman's technical staff, and this is some huge news for FC Barcelona, and not just Barcelona but also for De Jong, because Alfred Schwada is not just a normal assistant, he is an assistant that has also coached De Jong back at Ajax. And when we are talking about this assistant coach, this is a assistant coach that does favor De Jong. He does want to put De Jong in his natural position. He knows how to use him. We have seen how De Jong did play in that 2018-2019 season with Ajax, and so it's starting to look more and more likely that De Jong will play a very important role at Barcelona and that he will be placed in the right position. And as for Larsson, this is not no stranger to Barcelona. Larsson did play a huge part in that UCL final alongside Ronaldinho back in 2006, so he has played for Barcelona. But going back to Alfred Schwada, this is a guy that is greatly connected with Ajax. He knows the players, he knows the people in that club, so I would not be surprised if this does strengthen how Barcelona negotiate the deals with the likes of Sergio Dest, Van de Beek, and Tagliafico. And on some other news, it is fully confirmed that Barcelona will have their first training session from the 2020-2021 season starting on August 31st. Their PCR test will take place a day before, and according to Moises Llorens, during the first week of training there will be individual work. This is the phase 1 protocol. Second week players will train in groups. All will then integrate in the third week. And so I know that this sounds very familiar. We have had this routine before the pandemic where we did train individually, then we trained into groups, and then we all trained all together. And so they are doing the exact same thing now, and the only reason why they are is because all these players are on vacations, they are in different locations, and so it only makes sense to slowly come back and train as a group, as a whole, before they do enter into their first match, which will be around September 14th, 15th, or 16th. I'm not too clear on that date yet because Barcelona themselves have not even put out their schedules, but we should expect to see Barcelona begin their season in the middle of September. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona Daily News. Let me know what you guys think about having Memphis Depay at FC Barcelona. Do you actually see that move happening? And where would you put him in the front three of Barcelona next season? So again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.